Every single morning before the world even wakes up, the real fight begins. It's not against your boss. It's not against your competition. It's not against the critics, the doubters, or the haters. The first and most important battle is the one you face in the mirror. The version of you that's tired, lazy, comfortable, and full of excuses, versus the version of you that is disciplined, hungry, unstoppable, and relentless. That's the fight. That's the war. And every day, whether you like it or not, one of those versions wins. The truth is simple: your success, your dreams, your future, they're not stolen by other people. They're surrendered by you. Not because someone outworked you, but because you gave in to your own weakness. The real enemy isn't out there. It's in here. And until you accept that truth, you'll keep losing battles you were born to win. Comfort is your greatest enemy. Comfort whispers in your ear and tells you that you've done enough for today. Comfort says, rest, relax, take it easy. Comfort is seductive, but comfort is also a liar. It wants you to believe that tomorrow is guaranteed. It wants you to think that you can coast your way to greatness. But here's the brutal truth: comfort kills ambition. It strangles discipline. It robs you of the pain that forges your strength. People don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they choose what's easy over what's necessary. And every time you take the easy path, you train yourself to surrender. You teach yourself to accept less than you're capable of. That's why so many people stay stuck. They're not trapped by their circumstances. They're trapped by their comfort. The voice that lies to you. Inside your head, there's a voice that sounds like reason, but it's a liar. It tells you to slow down when you should speed up. It tells you to wait when you should move. It tells you to stop when you're inches from the breakthrough you've been chasing. That voice disguises itself as caution, but really, it's fear in a mask. If you let that voice lead you, it will guide you to a life that's safe, predictable, and small. You'll avoid pain, but you'll also avoid growth. You'll dodge failure, but you'll also dodge greatness. The problem isn't hearing the voice. The problem is obeying it. Winners hear the same voice. The difference is they fight it. They override it. They replace it with action. The only way to silence the voice that lies to you is to prove it wrong every single day. Pain is your greatest teacher. You don't grow when life is easy. You grow when it's hard. You grow when your back is against the wall, when everything in you screams to quit, but you keep moving anyway. Pain is not the enemy. Pain is the forge. It's the place where the weak parts of you are burned away so the strongest parts can rise. The people you admire, the ones who seem unbreakable, they didn't get that way because life handed them an easy ride. They got that way because they faced pain and refused to run from it. Every scar they carry is a lesson. Every failure is a weapon. Every heartbreak is armor. So the next time you feel pain, stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What is this trying to make me?" Do hard things on purpose. Most people wait for life to throw challenges at them. They sit back and hope they can handle the storms when they come. But if you want to be unshakable, you can't just wait for hard things. You have to seek them out. Doing hard things on purpose builds armor around your mind. It makes you comfortable with discomfort. It trains you to act under pressure, not panic under it. Whether it's pushing your body past exhaustion, learning a skill that scares you, or tackling a goal you have no idea how to achieve, you grow by putting yourself in situations that demand more than you think you have. If you only train at the level of your comfort, you will collapse under the weight of real challenges. But if you choose to do hard things now, when it matters most, you'll already be the strongest person in the room. Self-discipline, the ultimate superpower. Motivation fades. Inspiration comes and goes. But discipline is forever. Discipline doesn't care how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired. It doesn't care if you're in the mood. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, whether you want to or not. The problem is most people wait to feel ready. They wait for the right mood, the right energy, the right circumstances. But the truth is, if you're waiting to feel ready, you'll be waiting your entire life. The champions, the leaders, the legends, they act first. They feel later. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your discipline. Every time you break one, you weaken it. And over time, those tiny wins or losses add up. You don't build discipline in a single day. You build it in the hundreds of tiny decisions you make when no one's watching. Your excuses are making you weak. We've all got them. We all know them. The little voice that says, "I don't have time, I'm too tired. I'll start tomorrow. I'm not ready." Excuses feel comfortable because they protect you from the discomfort of effort, but they also protect you from progress. An excuse is just a lie you've told yourself so many times that you've started to believe it. It's a shield you hide behind so you don't have to face your own reflection. And here's the truth. The moment you take away your excuses, you strip yourself bare. And that's terrifying. But it's also where the transformation begins. The next time your mind serves you an excuse, ask yourself one question. Is this moving me forward or holding me back? If it's the latter, destroy it. Danger of good enough. Good enough is the quiet killer of dreams. It convinces you that you don't have to push harder because you're already better than average. It tells you that you've done more than most, so you can stop now. But here's the truth. Good enough is the enemy of great. The people who settle for good enough live their lives in a safe middle lane. They never crash, but they never fly either. They protect themselves from failure, but also protect themselves from winning at the highest level. If you want a life that's extraordinary, you have to raise the bar until good enough feels like failure. You have to demand more from yourself when you've already given what most would consider a lot. Because greatness begins where good enough ends. The danger of the half-committed. Half-commitment is worse than not trying at all. When you go in halfway, you don't just fail, you teach yourself that failure is acceptable. You plant the seed of mediocrity in your own mind. And once mediocrity takes root, it spreads like a virus. When you're half-committed, you give yourself a back door, an escape route, a way out if things get too hard. But greatness doesn't live in the halfway, it lives in the all-in. If you're going to start, go all the way. Burn the boats, remove the safety nets, force yourself to move forward because there is no way back. That's when the magic happens. That's when you stop hoping for success and start demanding it from yourself. You already know what to do. Most people pretend they're confused. They pretend they need more research, more advice, more preparation. But deep down, you already know what you need to do. You already know the steps. You're just not doing them. You don't need another book, another podcast, another seminar. You need action. You need to stop searching for the perfect plan and start executing the one you already have. Perfection is just procrastination in disguise. You don't get clarity by sitting still. You get it by moving. And when you move, the path unfolds in front of you. Kill the old you, the version of you that settles, the version of you that quits, the version of you that talks big but never follows through. That person has to die, because as long as they live, they will drag you back every single time you try to level up. You cannot carry the old you into the new life you want. They don't belong there. The habits that made you weak will not make you strong. The comfort that kept you safe will not make you dangerous. If you want to become someone you've never been, you have to be willing to bury the person you've been for too long. Transformation isn't just about adding, it's about subtracting. Cutting off what no longer serves you. Killing the part of you that keeps surrendering. And that's not an overnight process. That's war. The battle is daily. You can't win the fight against yourself once and call it done. Every day, the war restarts. Every day, the weaker version of you wakes up ready to take back control. And if you're not ready to fight, they will win. Some mornings you'll feel strong. Other mornings you'll feel empty. It doesn't matter. You fight anyway, because the moment you stop, the old you starts gaining ground. The person who wins in life isn't the one who has the most strength one day. It's the one who refuses to quit on the days they have the least. Embrace the loneliness. The path to your best self is not crowded. You will lose people along the way. Friends who don't understand why you're working so hard. Family members who think you've changed. Coworkers who resent your ambition. That's fine, because you're not here to be understood, you're here to grow. And growth will separate you. It will isolate you. It will force you to walk roads most people avoid. The loneliness will hurt at first, but then you'll realize something powerful. You were never really alone. You always had yourself. And once you learn to stand alone, you become unstoppable. The world owes you nothing. One of the most dangerous lies you can believe is that you're owed success. That because you've been through pain, life owes you peace. That because you've worked hard, the world owes you results. The world doesn't care how much you've suffered. It doesn't care how hard you've tried. The only thing that matters is whether you show up and win, again and again. When you accept that the world owes you nothing, you stop waiting. You stop expecting handouts. You stop playing the victim, and you start taking responsibility for every single outcome in your life. Turn doubt into fuel. They'll doubt you. They'll say you're not ready. They'll laugh at your goals. But remember this, doubt is not a reason to quit. It's a reason to go harder. Every time someone says you can't, you've just been given energy. Every time someone underestimates you, you've been handed a weapon. You can take their doubt and let it crush you, or you can burn it into the fire that pushes you forward. Some of the greatest victories in history were born from the desire to prove someone wrong. And sometimes, the person you need to prove wrong is yourself. Stop negotiating with yourself. Every time you try to talk yourself out of doing the hard thing, you lose. Every time you debate whether to push forward or give up, you give weakness a voice. The strongest people don't waste time negotiating with their lesser self. They don't ask if they feel like it. They don't look for reasons to avoid the work. They've removed the debate entirely. You're not here to make deals with your limitations. You're here to destroy them. Time is your currency. Spend it wisely. You're not running out of chances. You're running out of time. Every day you waste arguing with yourself is a day you never get back. And the problem is, you think you have more of it than you do. One day you're going to wake up and realize you're out of time. No more tomorrows. No more I'll start next week. No more do-overs. And the pain of knowing you could have done more will be unbearable. Stop acting like you're immortal. Treat every day like it's the only one you have, because one day it will be. Action over feelings. Feelings are unreliable. They change with the weather. They're influenced by your mood, your energy, even the last meal you had. If you let your feelings run your life will be unstable, inconsistent, and unfulfilled. The strongest people don't chase feelings, they chase results. They do the work regardless of how they feel. And ironically, the feelings they wanted, pride, satisfaction, confidence, show up only after they've taken action. You can't feel your way into action, but you can act your way into feeling. The cost of doing nothing. There is a price for chasing your potential. It's sacrifice, it's sweat, it's late nights and early mornings, it's isolation and exhaustion. But there is also a price for doing nothing, and it's far more expensive. The cost of doing nothing is regret. It's the pain of knowing you could have been more, but you settled. It's watching other people live the life you wanted while you make excuses for why it couldn't be you. That's the real price, and it's permanent. Years from now, you won't remember how hard it was to wake up early. You won't remember how uncomfortable it was to push past fear. But you will remember the opportunities you didn't take. You will remember the dreams you left to die. You are your own rescue. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to hand you the discipline you need. No one is going to fight your battles for you. And that's good, because the moment you realize you're all you've got, you stop waiting for help and start becoming the help. You have two choices. Keep hoping someone will drag you across the finish line, or get up and run there yourself. Waiting will drain you. Action will build you. It's not your parents, your friends, your boss, or your partner's job to change your life. It's yours. Build the habits that build you. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. If your habits are weak, your future will be too. The difference between the person you are now and the person you want to become is what you do daily. Small habits compound. Skip one workout, it's nothing. Skip 10, it's momentum in the wrong direction. Read one page, it's nothing. Read every day for a year, it's transformation. Stop trying to change your life in one massive leap. Change it in thousands of tiny steps, repeated with discipline until they become who you are. The power of relentlessness. Most people stop when they're tired. The relentless stop when they're done. And that's the difference. You don't need to be the most talented. You don't need to have the best resources. You just need to be the one who refuses to quit. The one who keeps showing up when everyone else has gone home. Relentlessness is a decision. It's not a gift you're born with. It's a muscle you build. And one day, it will carry you through battles you never thought you could win. Building pressure makes you stronger. Pressure is not your enemy. It's the gym for your mind. The heavier the pressure, the stronger you get if you learn how to carry it. Avoiding pressure is like avoiding the weight room and wondering why you're weak. Most people crumble under stress because they've spent their whole lives running from it. But when you take on more than you think you can handle, you stretch your capacity. You learn that the breaking point is much further than you thought. The truth is, life will put pressure on you whether you like it or not. You can either meet it as a stranger or meet it as an old friend you've trained with for years. Bet on yourself or betray yourself. Every time you choose fear over courage, you're betting against yourself. Every time you procrastinate, you're betting against your own potential. Every time you quit, you're betting that you'll never win. And that's the most dangerous betrayal of all self-betrayal. Because you can forgive someone else for doubting you, but it's hard to forgive yourself for doubting you. The only safe bet is the one you place on yourself. Go all in. The legacy you leave. This isn't just about today. It's about the story you'll tell yourself at the end of your life. It's about the example you'll leave behind. Will people remember you as someone who always talked but never acted? Or will they remember you as someone who fought their inner battles and won? Your life is not a rehearsal. You get one shot, and the way you live it will echo long after you're gone. Never let your past dictate your future. Your past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. The mistakes you've made, the failures you've endured, the bad decisions you regret, they're chapters, not the whole story. Too many people build their identity around their past. They let old failures become permanent labels. They start believing that because they've been a certain way, they have to stay that way. But you are not your history. You are your potential. If you keep dragging the old you into every new season, you will always sabotage yourself. The day you decide to stop letting your past dictate your future is the day your life truly changes. The final round. The fight will never end. The weaker you will always be there, waiting for the moment you slip. But every day you win, you make them smaller, you make them weaker, and you make yourself stronger. This is the fight of your life, and it's worth everything. Stop wasting time. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop letting the old you win. You versus you. Every day, every choice, every moment. Win.